for Water Matters Day. Whereas Broward County, in partnership with local governments, water management agencies, businesses, environmental organizations, and Broward schools have demonstrated dedication to water conservation activities, projects, and education. And whereas partners and co-sponsors for the 19th Annual Water Matters Month event to be held during the month of March 2021 include the Broward County Board of County Commissioners, the School Board of Broward County, the University of Florida, IFAS, the South Florida Water Management District, the City of Coconut Creek, the City of Fort Lauderdale, the City of Cooper City, the City of Miramar, the City of Dania Beach, the City of Hollywood, the City of Sunrise, the Old Plantation Water Control District, the Hunter Irrigation, Carollo Engineers, Nova Consulting, the Chappelle Group, Rainbird, and whereas Water Matters Days 2021 celebrates the active engagement of Broward's residents and community partners in water conservation efforts with the theme Water Matters, Broward Cares. And whereas water conservation activities and Naturescape Broward landscape techniques support energy savings, greenhouse gas emissions, reductions, and carbon sequestration fundamental to the county's climate change initiatives. And whereas through these activities, Water Matters Month 2021 supports the environmental message we celebrate as part of the related 51st anniversary of Earth Day, Arbor Day, and Clean Air events. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Broward County, Florida, that the board hereby designates March 2021 as Water Matters Month in Broward County, and thanks the partners and sponsors of this year's Days of Family Fun and Environmental Education on our web pages at watermatters.broward.org, and encourages Broward County residents to continue their efforts as water managers at home and at work. I would like to recognize also how fortunate Broward County is to have Dr. Jennifer Gerardo, who is one of the foremost water experts in the state of Florida and just wonderful all-around person. And now to accept this on behalf of the county is Troy Ballant, the Environmental Program Coordinator for the City of Fort Lauderdale. AT&T operator is Troy Ballant on the line. Operator, is Troy Ballant on the line?
I believe so. Hold on just one moment.
Mr. Ballant, are you there?
Good morning. Yes, I'm here.
Good morning, sir. You're recognized.
This is Troy Blunt. Thank you. Good morning. This is Troy Blunt with the City of Fort Lauderdale. I'd like to thank you for letting me speak on behalf of all the cities and companies that participate in Water Matters Day. City of Fort Lauderdale has been fortunate enough to have participated with Broward County in the Water Matters Day event since its onset in 2002. The Water Matters Day event provides an opportunity for public outreach and to connect and collaborate with our community, neighboring cities, and private organizations. Water conservation is the main message, but we use the forum as an educational platform for energy conservation, stormwater pollution prevention, household hazardous waste programs, proper sanitary sewer practices, and pesticide, herbicide, and fertilizer accepted uses. The City of Fort Lauderdale is proclaiming April as Water Conservation Month. In the City of Fort Lauderdale, we urge every business, industry, school, and citizen to help protect our precious, finite, and fragile water resources by making water conservation a priority and implementing water-saving measures year-round. We'd like to thank Broward County for the opportunity to support and participate in the 19th Annual Water Matters Month event. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Commissioner Fisher, you're recognized for the final proclamation. I want to remind everyone we have an 11 o'clock time certain joint UDPA meeting between us and the City of Fort Lauderdale. And although everybody knows I hate doing time certains, we also have an 11:45 time certain at the request of a senator who is in Tallahassee and has a very limited window to speak. Commissioner Fisher, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mary, and thank you, Senator Rich, for your
Stats on Women as we honor another outstanding female right now. And it says, whereas Rosemary O'Hara is a native of Upper Michigan and grew up in Tampa, Florida. Rosemary graduated from the University of Florida, go Gators, in 1976 and set out on a journalism career that has spanned decades with many achievements. Whereas Rosemary began with the Tampa Tribune, where she worked as an investigative reporter and later moved into the position of medical writer. She continued to work as a medical reporter for the Orlando Sentinel as well as the Miami Herald. Whereas in 1990, after a year-long fellowship at Stanford University and 14 years as an award-winning reporter, Rosemary made her first mark as assistant city editor to the Miami Herald's Broward Bureau. She then went on to join the Knight Ridder Washington Bureau as an editor. After Washington, D.C., Rosemary made editing stops in Norfolk, St. Louis, as well as Cincinnati. It was in Cincinnati that Rosemary received a prestigious Community Leadership Award for an initiative that convened 145 facilitated neighbor conversations on racial tensions. This experience became the start of her interest and career moves into leading the forum on the opinion pages. Whereas Rosemary returned to the Tampa Tribune as the editorial page editor with great success. During the Great Recession, she branched out and worked as a press secretary on the gubernatorial campaign, taught opinions writing at the University of Florida, and launched a website called Florida Voices that syndicated opinion content to 34 newspaper customers. Whereas once again, South Florida was calling, and she returned to lead the Sun Sentinel's opinion team, and she's been there for the last 8 years. Her team contributed to the Sun Sentinel's body of work that included both joyous and tragic events. She created, along with her colleagues at the Miami Herald and the Palm Beach Post, the Invading Sea Collaborative that now includes almost every editorial board in our state. Whereas Rosemary has served on state and national journalism boards, received numerous awards for her work throughout her career, including coverage, Vice Mayor, at the Parkland, Florida shooting at the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School that was awarded a Pulitzer Prize for her public service. Whereas Rosemary, along with her husband Tom, plan to retire in Dunedin, Florida, and to the benefit, the plan to work and continue together, the Invading Sea Collaborative. Rosemary has brought thought-provoking news to readers throughout her career and has been the champion of the community she has reported, and we graciously thank her for her words. Now therefore be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Broward County, Florida, that the board hereby designates Tuesday, March the 9th, 2021 as Rosemary O'Hara Appreciation Day down in Broward County, Florida, signed, of course, by our illustrious Mayor, Steve Geller.
Thank you, Commissioner Fisher. And operator, is Rosemary O'Hara on the line?
Yes, she is.
You're recognized.
I am on the line.
You're recognized.
Well, thank you very much. I am a little choked up, and I'm surprised by this, and I'm most appreciative. I feel like I leave the game, haven't left it all on the field. Fort Lauderdale and Broward County has been really the best time of my life. And both my husband and I feel like, we lived our lives big here and to make a difference. And when I listen to all these other women today who were, making a difference and getting out the vote and encouraging people to get involved in their community, I was rooting for them and feeling like I'm in that game too. But there comes a time in life, to everything there's a season, they say. And I'm 65 and a half, and I feel like I've done my part, and I hope the next generation is able to pick up the baton and keep keeping on. I look at all of you up there on the dais. I know every one of you, and and I know we haven't always agreed on things, and that's why it means so much to me that you would. And Commissioner Fisher, thank you for sponsoring this. It's having a job like mine is not an easy job. There are a lot of people who don't like me. You know, I have often compared my
Impossible.
job to writing performance reviews on people in public, and who likes that, you know? But I believe that we are in it together, and I appreciate the relationships that I've had with each and every one of you, and really, I mean, usually journalists don't get that my community, that my Board of County Commissioners would make this proclamation today is the proudest. I'm so proud. So thank you very much.
Okay, members, I'm sure that all of us have our own stories to share about Ms. O'Hara. However, because we have an 11 o'clock and 11:30 time certain, I'm going to ask if Commissioner Ryan can speak, and I'm hoping that we can permit Commissioner Ryan to speak on our behalf after Commissioner Fisher has already done so. Commissioner Ryan, you're recognized, sir.
Rosemary, on behalf of the entire County Commission, we're very proud to present this proclamation to you, especially by Commissioner Fisher. He mentioned your work on a gubernatorial campaign that I thought I might briefly mention, but before that, you mentioned how, you know, it's tough to have friends when you're an editorial writer, but I will bet that there's 9 members on this dais that really think a lot about you and your writing. Of course, that includes the staff too. I remember when you were doing or handling the gubernatorial campaign for Paula Dockery, and a Republican from Lakeland, a strong environmentalist, and you know, had a very rigid kind of conservative view on economics, but a person that you could really be proud of as a principled person. I watched how you handled that campaign and stuck with the issues. That really is the type of campaign of ideas that I think we don't have enough of here in the state of Florida. So I want to thank you for your efforts in that arena and all of the very, very, I think, fair editorials, whether they're rough on somebody or not. I think you do write fairly and honestly, and it's, you know, it's going to be a real loss for us in South Florida to have you retire, especially so young.
Thank you, Commissioner Ryan. And thank you, Rosemary. We're all going to miss you.
Thank you very much. Thank you to you all.
Thank you. Have a great time in Dunedin if you can do that. Thank you, ma'am. All right.
Bye-bye.
Members, Matt, will you please read the Monday night memo, or Tuesday morning memo, I'm sorry.
Good morning. This is the Tuesday agenda memorandum. The following requests are submitted for your consideration. Consent items are 1 through 40. Public hearing items are 41 through 52. Regular items are 53 through 74. I request the following withdrawals and scrivener error corrections and inclusion of additional material. Withdrawals, deferrals, substitutions. Item number 36, deferred to the April 6th commission meeting to accommodate Representative Kristen Jacobs' family. Item number 63, at the request of the mayor, this item is being deferred to the April 6, 2021 commission meeting. There are no scrivener errors. Mayor requests without objection include items number 54, 55, 56, 62, 64, 66, 67, 69, and 74 be moved to consent. Item number 39 to move from consent to regular. Please note time certain items are as followed. Item number 65, Unified Direct Procurement Authority meeting with the City of Fort Lauderdale Commission is time certain at 11 a.m. Item number 70, time certain at 11:30 a.m., contingent upon the conclusion of item number 65. Additional information includes item number 4. The board's consideration of this item is based on the revised motions D&E as distributed as additional material. Item number 12. The board's consideration of this item is based upon the revised language distributed as additional material. Item number 25. The board's consideration of this item is based on the revised motion distributed as additional material. Items number 34 and 35. Signature pages have been received. Items number 36 and 70. Commissioner Nan Rich would like to be added as a co-sponsor. Item number 50. Commissioner Dale V.C. Holness would like to be added as a co-sponsor. Item number 55. Signature pages have been received. Item number 56 is summary explanation background section is revised to reflect the following. Quote, the RFP has been reviewed by the county auditor's office, end quote. Item number 36 and 69, Commissioner Beam Fur would like to be added as a co-sponsor. Item number 64, the board's consideration of this item is based on information distributed as additional material. Items number 73 and 70, Commissioner Lamar Fisher would like to be added as a co-sponsor. Additional material for the regular meeting includes as follows. Items number 1 through D and 1G, board appointments. Items number 4, memo to the board submitted by Public Works Department. Item number 12, revised Exhibit A, scope of work submitted by the Office Office of the County Attorney. Item number 25, memo to the board submitted by Finance and Administrative Services Department. Item number 35, FPL legal description submitted by County Administration. Item number 39, status of women in Broward County report submitted by Office of the County Auditor. Item number 64, memo to the board submitted by Finance and Administrative Services Department. Item number 64, parent 2, memo to the board submitted by Finance and Administrative Services Department. Item number 65, memo to the board submitted by County Administration. Item number 65, parent 2, memo to the board submitted by County Administration. Item number 68, parking garage submitted by Commissioner Mark Bogan. Item number 69, memo to the board submitted by Environmental Protection Growth Management Department. Item number 69, parent 2, email to the board as requested by FPL submitted by Mayor Steve Geller. And item number 70, Tampa Bay Times article submitted by Commissioner Beamfer.
Wow, good job. Okay. Members, okay. Members, we will now ask for polls from the consent agenda. This time we'll start from the right. Senator Rich.
I have no polls.
Commissioner Furr.
12 and 38.
12, hold on, give me one, I'm sorry, 12, 38. If they are for abstention only, please let me know. Dr. Sharif.
No polls, Mayor.
Vice Mayor Udine.
Item 28 for abstention only.
Okay, give me 1 second. 28. Commissioner Honus. Commissioner Ryan.
Item 12.
It's already polled, sir. Okay,
Count me in.
okay. Well, I was going to poll it also, but okay. Commissioner Bogan.
Item 2, just to get an update.
2. We'll count that as an abstention, sort of.
No, what?
No, just for purposes that we'll take it quickly. And Commissioner Fisher.
No polls, Mayor.
Okay. Are there any polls from the public? Mr. Farrow, are there any polls from the public?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. All right. I'll ask the county attorney to read the motion.
Thank you.
Discretion is the better part of valor.
Thank you, Mayor. The consent agenda consists of items 1 through 40. Added to that are items 54, 55, 56, 62, 64, 66, 67, 69, and 74. And subtracted from that are items 2, 12, 28 for an abstention, 36, which has been deferred, 38, and 39, which was moved to regular by the Monday night memo.
Is there a motion?
So moved. Second.
Moved by Vice Mayor Udine, seconded by Dr. Sharif. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Show it carried unanimously. Let's do first item 28 by Commissioner Udine. You're recognized, Vice Mayor.
Item 28 is on the quasi-judicial consent agenda. It's a motion to approve an amendment of a non-vehicular access line. Craven Thompson is the agent for the applicant. I serve on the board of directors and own shares of Legacy Bank that are not traded on a public exchange. Another owner has substantial interest in Craven Thompson. Therefore, I'm leaving. You guys will vote, and I'll file the document.
Thank you. As soon as he leaves, is there a motion? Moved by Commissioner Bogan, seconded by Commissioner Furr. All those in favor of item number 28, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Show it adopted unanimously by an 8-0 vote with Commissioner Udine abstaining and being absent from the chambers. Let's take up item number 2 by which was pulled by Commissioner
Bogan. Bogan's
yes.
the name.
Right, I know.
I know, you're looking at me, but you're having that senior moment.
Yes.
I know what it's
I've
like,
had
trust me.
those frequently. I've already texted him saying it was very nice breakfast. Commissioner Bogan, you're recognized, sir.
I just wanted to get an update from Trevor, if he's available, to give an update on our wonderful courtroom.
Mr. Fisher, you on the line?
AT&T operator, if you would please allow Mr. Trevor Fisher to release on the line so he can speak.
Can you please press #2 on your phone?
Good morning, this is Trevor Fisher. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can. You're recognized, sir.
Good morning, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, County Administrator. This is Trevor Fisher. I am reporting on the 17th Street Courthouse build-out. I'm proud to report that with the passing of this item, we will be able to seamlessly move from our limited NTP that was issued on December 15th through the substantial completion that is slated for November 11th on 2021. That's a 300-day schedule, and the final completion is scheduled for 30 days later, setting us for a final completion on December.
I'm sorry, sir, we've lost you, AT&T operator.
I think he's on the 17th Street somewhere.
No, we've got to go higher.
Okay, are you there?
So
You know what?
anyway,
Why don't I wait till the parking garage and I'll get it done, okay?
Okay,
Yeah,
let's
but
move on.
But what we can share, and I can share because this is something that I'm tracking every week.
Yeah, right, okay. That
And
sounds
it's
good.
absolutely the truth, as you well know.
All
As you
right.
well know.
okay, Commissioner Bogan, do you have a motion, sir?
We were able to work with the chief judge to move some other projects to the back burner so that this can get done. We did a phase 1A just so that it can get started. It is well underway and there's work every day.
Okay, thank you.
Commissioner Bogan, do you have?
I'd like to move number 2. I'd like to move
To
it.
approve by Commissioner Bogan, second.
Second.
By Commissioner, seconded by Commissioner Honus. You can't move and second.
Says who?
Okay, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, Joe would adopt it unanimously. It's 8 minutes to 12. I'm not sure we have time to deal with item 12. Let's go to item 38.
To 11.
Okay, item 12 was pulled by 3 people. Let's take it away with you, Commissioner Burr.
Real quick, obviously I'm going to support this. Part of this study is to look at the arterials for possible rail, et cetera. But one of the other parts that was included in there was to help with station identification of Coastal Link. And what I'm asking is if it's possible to put that part of the study up in front so that becomes expedited because of all the things that are happening with Brightline, with FDOT, with the PD&E study. If we can coordinate those and make that part of this study up to the front of the line, I think it would make sense.
We spoke to FDOT about that and they're happy to do that.
Very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Motion.
Commissioner
I'll-
Ryan.
I'll wait till the, yep.
And that study on the location of the stations is one that's of keen interest to the cities that the Coastal Link runs through the eastern cities. My
You happen
inquiry
to represent.
with regard to this study, system-wide study for transit, is to look at the introduction of autonomous vehicles into the South Florida area and in particular into Broward County. And I've spoken with the county administrator about this, and perhaps she'll comment briefly, that there was a study done in the city of Boston concerning the introduction of autonomous vehicles. There's a lot of factors. There's demographics, there are the grid, the layout of the streets, and various other factors that I think it would be appropriate that if Broward County could somehow partner with the Florida Department of Transportation on a study that would not necessarily be part of this transit study, but perhaps an adjunct of it. And I would really like to look at this. This is driven by private industry, the autonomous vehicles, but we're seeing more of it. I'm seeing some of them on the road now. And I think it's an important part of an integrated transportation plan going forward in Broward County. If you could comment on it, Ms. Henry.
I certainly can. As you know, it's part of our overall surtax program. We're creating different innovation zones. Obviously, this is one of the areas that we're very much interested in. So working with universities and to at least get to the right technology, you need a private sector partner to come in and actually do a lot of the testing on our behalf. So this is something we're very much interested in, and absolutely we'll be looking at that. FDOT as well. In fact, they're a partner with us on a number of these initiatives, so I have high confidence that we can get that done too. Everybody's excited about it.
Okay, and I also had a comment on number 12, which is, I know how government works. First, we start with a study, and then we move to an engineering study, and then we move to something else, and then we say, well, we can't stop now. Look at all the money we've spent.
Well, you got to add 4 years to that.
Which is one of the reasons we're building an $800 million building that we'll be discussing in 4 minutes that I don't think we need, but that's a different issue. My opposition to closing lanes of traffic on Broward Boulevard is absolutely well known to every member of this commission. I am prepared to be outvoted on that item, although I hope I'm not, but I don't want anybody to think that my voting to approve this entire transportation study means that my opposition to closing lanes of traffic on Broward Boulevard has gone down that much, because it hasn't. Because I will be happy to be shown statistics, but right now, everything I believe is that turning Broward from 6 lanes of traffic to 4 lanes of traffic will more greatly reduce the capacity of Broward Boulevard than anything that train will carry. I don't care whether they're autonomous vehicles, whether they're electric vehicles, whether they're buses, but I believe that the rubber tire vehicles or the hover cars are going to carry more passengers than the train will. And additionally, the impact that putting in closing lanes of traffic, the construction on Broward Boulevard in the area between 95 and 441 will be absolutely devastating to that business community there. However, I'm going to vote for it today. I'll be a good soldier and keep carrying along for a little bit further. But listen carefully, you're going to hear this again. I'm not ever voting for that until somebody convinces me, and it's going to take a lot of convincing. Commissioner Furr?
Thank you. I forgot about one thing. The other part is with the potential infrastructure money that I imagine we would be seeing in sometime late this fall. There's going to be more money on a regional level. And that means where we can be working together with Miami-Dade and Palm Beach on projects. And this is the kind of study that would help educate that or inform that. I think we should also be expediting the part where the connections, how we, with Miami-Dade's SMART plan, they do the Northeast Corridor, but they also have a corridor going up either University. I know we're looking at both University and 441, but we need to figure out which one of those we're going to be working on together and how we're going to do that. Because there's going to be more money available to those projects that we do together as opposed to ones we go alone.
And Commissioner Furr, I think there is a number of groups that are dealing with that. I know the SFRPC met with that. I know there's a joint transit.
I'm the Broward representative for SEPTEC,
right,
which has all 3 counties.
Right.
So yes, there is.
Okay. All right. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Yes, I'm sorry, Commissioner.
Mayor, I just want to say, with that attitude, I think this commission may, come November, remove you as mayor. Okay? I'm just telling you, that with that attitude, come next November, you may just get removed. And
as of November, we'll discuss it.
All right.
Okay?
I just want to make...
all right. Is there a motion? Dr. Sharif moves approval. Commissioner Furr, without even moving his lips, moved approval. Seconded by Dr. Sharif. All those in favor of item number 12, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Showed adopted unanimously. We have 2 minutes. How long do we think item 38?
30 seconds.
Okay, Commissioner Furr, you're recognized in item number 38.
Thank you. I did do a quick PBMI on this. Hopefully people had a chance to see it. You probably saw Miami-Dade has had their port go to shore power to eliminate emissions, et cetera. I know Port Director Daniels is actually considering that. My question here was whether or not this would help that along. PBMI said no, it wouldn't make any difference at all. But I did want us to put on radar for that Port Director Daniels is looking into this. I think it would be a good idea if we're able to go to shore power. So I think, when I'm not going to ask him to discuss it now, but for all of our sake, I think take a good hard look at that and work with FP&L and see if we can make that happen.
Thank you,
Motion
sir.
to approve.
There's been motion to approve item 38. Second. Seconded by Dr. Sharif. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor of item number 38, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Show adopted unanimously. The hour of 11 o'clock having arrived, we have a joint UDPA meeting, and can I ask where the city of Fort Lauderdale? Yes.
Mayor, most of the commissioners are attending by Zoom.
Okay.
Staff needs just 2 minutes to do a sound check with them.
Okay.
the mayor? We got to get the mayor to say.
And
Where will-
Mr. Melton has already agreed to vacate his seat temporarily.
Okay.
So thank
Mr.
you for
Melton.
that, sir.
Thank you, sir. No, I think they need a 2-minute time. Yeah. Okay. Members, don't go anywhere. We are in informal recess for a minute or so while they do a sound check. Okay, no, we have to have, on item number 53. All right, we're now on item number 53. Let's see. The motion to approve change order number 10. Dr. Sharif, did you have a motion?
Or you're moving both A and B, correct? Thank you.
Moved by Dr. Sharif, seconded by Vice Mayor Udine. Is there any discussion, any objection? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Show item number 53 adopted unanimously. Item number 57 is A and B also. Motion to approve sole source, sole brand designation to Arconis Corporation. Dr. Sharif. Moved by Dr. Sharif, seconded by Commissioner Holness. Is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor of item number 57, please signify. Increase for open-end contract to John Bean Technologies. Moved by Commissioner Holness, seconded by Dr. Sharif. Is there any, A and B, is there any debate? Seeing no debate, all those in favor of item number 58, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Show it adopted unanimously. Item number 59 is a motion to award open-end contract to low bidder Lee Construction Group. Is there a motion for approval? Moved by Dr. Sharif, seconded by Commissioner Holness. Is there any debate? Seeing no debate, all those in favor of item number 59, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Show item number 59 adopted unanimously. Item number 60, motion to approve agreement between Broward County and Sunshine Cleaning System.
So
Dr.
moved.
Sharif, moved. Commissioner Holness, seconded. Is there any debate? Seeing no debate, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Show item number 60 approved unanimously. Item number 61, motion to award open-end contract to low bidder the Meloso Group. Moved by Dr. Sharif, seconded by Vice Mayor Udine. Is there any debate? Seeing no debate, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Show item, opposed. Show item number 61 adopted unanimously. Let's go back to the UDPA meeting. Do we have sound? No, no sound. Okay, well, at least we got through 53, 57, 58, 59.
Mayor, would you show me voting in the affirmative for the...
Without objection, please show Commissioner Bogan which items? Any that he missed. Okay.
The past two items, Mayor.
50, 53, and 57 through 61.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's what I
those
meant.
items, Mayor.
All right, still no sound, right? Okay, in that case, let's go on, yes. Okay, can we take Commissioner Polsky, excuse me, Senator Polsky, I'm sorry. Does she need to be on the lines that they're on?
Oh, I don't know.
Yes, okay. Hold on, Commissioner Furr, can she call in on your cell phone, and can you hold your cell phone up to the mic?
She can call mine, she has my number.
Yeah, let me just call her.
She has mine too.
I'll call her right now. Hold on. Polsky. P-O-L. Okay.
Hi, you've reached Tina Polsky. Please
Nope.
message after the tone.
Nope, not answering. Okay. Right, she's on her phone, so, all right, so let's see, item number 63, what is item 63?
How's the food?
63 was pulled. Item number 64, 60, what is item 65? We have no speakers. What's item 65? Oh, that's what we're on
this
right
item.
now. That's
Yes,
why
sir.
there's no speakers. Okay.
And 68 is the parking garage, that's the next one that would be.
Okay, why don't we do parking garage? Still no sound, right? Okay, let's go to item 68. Parking garage, understanding if we get Senator Polsky, that may be interrupted. Okay, Commissioner Bogan, you recognize, sir.
Yes, hi. Can we just get from Trevor? I just want to get an update of where we are today and if he expects the November 11th
If that's
date.
going to take the phone system, we can't do that.
We could get him on a cell phone and do the same thing. We could
Okay.
try that.
I just want to know if the November 11th is still scheduled to be an on-time completion or they're running behind. Stiles is doing the construction, so basically Stiles running behind.
No, he's not running behind. You know, they're still on target.
They're on target. Okay,
They're on target.
Okay, I don't need then to bother him.
Okay. All right, are we done with the parking garage?
Is there anything else anybody wants to discuss on this parking garage?
Yes.
No,
Step
sir.
back.
Okay.
You got Tina?
Yes, you have Senator Polsky.
Yes.
Can you hold her up against your mic and see if it works?
I can do that.
Senator
you wanna
Polsky,
say
we're
hello?
about to do a sound check.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for having me.
Can everybody hear Senator Polsky? I can hear her fine. Senator
hear you.
Polsky, you're recognized. Well, hold on. Before we recognize, we have to take up the agenda item, which, hold on, I need to see my notes here. That is agenda item number 60, item number 70. Please turn to agenda item 70. We are now on agenda item 70.
The host would like you to unmute your microphone. You can press star 6 to unmute.
Okay, Senator Polsky, you're recognized, ma'am.
Thank you very much. I want to express my gratitude for the proposed resolution to support the legislation, Senate Bill 1030 that I have, and the concurrent House bill to remove the MCORS program and take all that money and put it back in general appropriation. So I appreciate the support, and I think it's a great bill for our state, for our budget, and for the environment, and for the areas that would be affected in the state.
Okay. Thank you, Senator Polsky. Let me say that I think you're doing a great job for us up in Tallahassee. Thank you for the job that you're doing. Are there any questions for
so
Senator
much.
Polsky?
No, I just want to comment.
Senator Rich, you're recognized, ma'am.
Yeah. Hi, Senator Polsky, Senator Rich.
Hi.
Hi, I'm so glad you're doing this bill and you hit all the points. I think you hit all the points. And this should have been passed in the first place. But
We have a wonderful audio system, don't
I
we?
just want to make sure, that you hold on to that going back into general revenue so that they can't take it and use it just for something that they want versus, looking at it as a general revenue pot, part of the general revenue pot. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Do we have?
I believe we
But
do.
Okay.
Commissioner Moritas, would you unmute and say hello,
Wait,
please?
no. Okay, let's just let Senator Polsky finish. And
I
then we'll call on
apologize.
them as soon as she's done. Senator Polsky.
Go ahead, Senator Polsky.
I think she was done. Are there any questions for Senator?
Thank you, Senator Rich. So just to make sure you guys know that they are not agendaing my bill. They gave it 4 committee stops, which you very well know is not a good sign. And then Senator Harrell, who's actually in my Palm Beach delegation, put forth a somewhat similar bill to repeal the original MCORS program. That money goes back into the Department of Transportation, and it does allow for, I believe, one of the 3 roads, and another road will be studied. So it's certainly better than what the original proposal was. It's not quite as far as I would have liked to have gone, but that bill only has 2 committee stops, already passed through its first one, and so that's the one that looks like it will go through. So it's better than nothing, but the money does go back into Department of Transportation. And the somewhat good news for our area is that that money should be used to improve the roads we already have. We all know what improvements we could use on our local roads, Turnpike and 95, et cetera. So it could be good for us, not as good as I would have liked, but kind of better than nothing. So I think that's where it looks like we're headed.
Senator Polsky, this is Senator Geller. I just want to let you know I am absolutely shocked that the Senate is not taking up bills sponsored by Democrats and is instead taking up bills sponsored by Republicans. Such a thing is unheard of. Commissioner Representative Ryan, you're recognized, sir.
Senator Polsky, I have a question for you. There's a couple of members of this county commission that had served in the Senate, and I myself had served in the House. We had, in those years, seen a lot of proposals that came forward from cities and counties, recommending support or opposition to various bills. And I never found that it really amounted to too much with regard to changing the opinions of the persons, the decision makers in Tallahassee, especially on an item like this, which I think was sponsored by the then Senate President Galvano, this road. So in reality, what benefit does this particular resolution do for you in Tallahassee?
Commissioner Ryan will discuss that. Yes,
Well, to be perfectly honest, there have been a few, not from my bill, but I've seen quite a few resolutions, especially from the Broward delegation, with respect to vacation rentals, with respect to home rule for businesses, which actually we're voting on tomorrow, businesses and homes in community affairs. So that's probably something you guys want to keep an eye out for. That committee starts at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. I think it's 266 is the number, Senate Bill 266. But anyway, I'm not sure they make too much of a difference. I just don't think there's the respect for local government that maybe there used to be. I've only been here for 3 years, so I can't, I don't know what it was like before, but, since I've been here, all I've seen is preemption after preemption bill. And there just doesn't seem to be that same respect. So I appreciate you doing it. It certainly makes us feel better. And I think it's important to do it, especially for all of our constituents. But I don't know that it moves the needle anywhere here.
Thank you, Senator Polsky. We have the Fort Lauderdale Commission waiting for us now. Sound is established. Is that correct?
No. It will be in a minute now.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, we can spend a little more time.
Hold on.
Okay. Were you?
Yeah, I just want to say I thought that would be your answer, that those who are in support of certain positions, that your regional and local government ratify their own support. I think it's important for you to know. I don't know how it affects leadership. That's always been the difficulty up in Tallahassee. When you're 400 miles away down here in South Florida, it seems like a lot can be done with impunity. And so with that, I do appreciate your efforts up there. I know it's a heavy lift, so thank you, Senator.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Rich again. Okay, you can't make any motion until you turn your mic on.
I think there's going to, thank you, Senator Polsky, appreciate it.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, Senator Rich moves approval.
Move approval.
I'm sorry?
Mr. Mayor, there are 7 other speakers
Yeah.
that have signed
Good
up
point.
to speak
Okay.
on this item, so maybe.
All right,
after
we
this
will
other item.
revert to item 70 immediately upon the conclusion of the Fort Lauderdale joint UDPA meeting. Do we have sound yet? Thank you, Senator Polsky.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, ma'am.
the sound room had asked if you could just ask them all to unmute, maybe say something, see if they can hear us, because it may be working, I'm not sure.
Okay, Commissioner Sorensen, can you hear us, sir?
Unmute.
And if so, please unmute and respond.
No.
Commissioner Moritas, can you hear us, ma'am?
Recommend for all.
Commissioner
I can hear everybody on my phone and Zoom.
Okay, so they
Okay.
could call in through their phone.
That's what they're doing. They're all
Okay.
calling in right now.
All right.
Okay, so, do we have,
It's just killing me.
Chris, Alan, can we start?
Yes.
So we've heard from Commissioner Moritas. Just real quick for the rest of the Fort Lauderdale Commission, Vice Mayor Glassman, can you unmute and let us know you're there? Vice Mayor Glassman, star 6 in your? Star 6, Vice Mayor. Oh, this is fun. All right, so for Fort Lauderdale folks that are calling in, please mute your Zoom or you're going to have a serious echo. Mute the Zoom. We've gotten Commissioner
Sorensen
Moritas.
here. Can you hear me, Chris?
Okay,
Sorensen?
Commissioner Sorensen, good. For you, Vice Mayor Glassman, Commissioner McKenzie.
Is he on?
I just got connected. Steve Glassman just got connected.
Great, I hear the Vice Mayor. Commissioner McKenzie.
Is he on?
He shows to be on. Commissioner McKenzie.
Oh, there he is. No, the one over.
City Attorney. I did. City Attorney.
I propose the use of carrier pigeons.
All right, so we've got Commissioner Sorensen, Commissioner Moritas, Vice Mayor Glassman, Mayor Trentalis.
Here.
I knew routinely that would be funny. Let's see here.
Is Commissioner McKenzie on the line?
I'm going to call him.
Mayor Trentalis, what is your pleasure? We don't want to proceed if until your city is fully ready. If you think we're ready to go, we'll follow your lead, sir.
Has everybody responded except Commissioner McKenzie?
Yes.
Someone want to text? I need text.
I'm calling him right now. Hey, can you dial into the 888 number that I texted you with? Okay. Okay, dial into the 888 number I just texted you. Right. Yeah, abandon that number and dial into the number I just texted you. Okay, we should have him shortly.
Everyone on the commission has responded to you, Chris, except, including Commissioner McKenzie?
Hey, can you dial into that 888 number I texted you with? Hello?
Okay. Commissioner Sorensen, please give us a thumbs up if you can hear us.
Yes.
You can hear us. Commissioner Moritas, the same.
We have to use sign language.
Good, excellent.
Okay.
Thank you. Nice to see you too, ma'am. I was wondering if we could have, considering how close our buildings are, if we could either string two tin cans with a cord or use semaphores.
Well, I don't know where my commission is. They could be in Alaska for all I know.
I thought it was your job to keep track of them
Well,
this
as
week.
long as I can see them and hear them.
Okay, let me try one last time. Commissioner McKenzie.
Hopefully this summer we'll be able to resume to some level of normalcy. I see you folks have. If everyone gets their vaccine by June, is it? Is that what the government's saying?
May. Right, I've been saying.
Well, we have some young ones, Commissioner
Right.
Sorensen.
Okay.
I think he's the last.
Okay, do we know the whereabouts or the presence of Commissioner McKenzie?
Yes, I can hear the meeting. Commissioner McKenzie?
Was that Commissioner McKenzie?
Yes.
Great, then we have a commission, we have everyone here.
We have ignition, Houston.
Okay.
All
County
right,
Commission
Mayor.
is in session. Mayor Trentalis, if you would please call the City Commission to order.
Okay, I'd like to call the roll. Commissioner Sorensen?
Here.
Commissioner McKenzie?
He was just here.
Commissioner McKenzie?
Yes, I'm present.
Okay, Vice Mayor Glassman?
Here.
And Commissioner Moritas?
Here.
Okay, we have 100% participation.
Thank you. I call to order the Unified Direct Procurement Authority meeting for the Joint Government Center campus. It is 11:36 on March 9th, 2021. I'm Broward County Mayor Steve Geller, Chair of the UDPA. We have a quorum present from the County Commission. We have a quorum present from the City Commission. Previously, the City of Fort Lauderdale and Broward County each waived its respective procurement code and designated itself part of the UDPA for the Joint Governmental Center campus. Those actions were in accordance with the interlocal agreement executed between the City of Fort Lauderdale and Broward County. On December 15, 2020, the UDPA authorized county and city staff to develop a solicitation seeking development proposals based upon the design criteria package developed by Ziskovich Inc. and accepted by the UDPA. We meet today as the UDPA to consider approval and issuance of a request for qualifications for development terms for a public-private partnership development of the joint government center campus. This will be the first step in a two-step solicitation process. All UDPA members must be free of conflicts of interest. That's provided by Part 3, Chapter 112, Florida statutes as amended, and Section 1-19 of the Broward County Code of Ordinances as amended. County Attorney, do I need to request confirmation that everyone, or do I just proceed?
Proceed, Mayor.
Thank you. There is a motion to approve the request for qualifications for a public-private partnership solicitation for the Joint Government Center and authorize county staff to issue the solicitation. Before we move and discuss the item, staff will make a brief presentation. Staff.
Thank you, mayors and vice mayors and commissioners. I will try and make this brief. We have spoken to all of you for the edification of our public audience. We went through what is called a market sounding exercise where we interacted with various members of the development community that are known to engage in the P3 space, and we learned quite a lot from that. Myself, George Tablak, the county CFO, and Susan Grant, the director of finance for the city. One of us was at every meeting, and all three of us were at most of the meetings. So we found them very productive. There was very strong interest in our project. As Mr. Tablak likes to say, the market views this as a marquee project for them and something that will be for us as well. Some of the findings, the participants were very comfortable providing flexibility in our financing structures. We can move forward with the city and the county having different financing structures if that's the way we end up going, or, you know, of course we can do the same. The input that we got, we shared the focus on design from all of you, and as a result of that, and also the desire on our part to postpone the financing decision until after we see financial proposals, it was recommended by the development community and by KPMG that we go with what's called a pre-development agreement process. That's what is integrated into the RFQ that is before you. That allows for a very iterative, collaborative design process back and forth until we get it right and you all are satisfied with the design before we move forward. So that's baked in to what you are looking at today. We heard a lot of other things. I'll just throw out a couple more. On shortlisting, optimal number is 3. They would go as high as 4. Beyond that, we're going to start losing interest. And there's a strong preference for the city and the county to hire outside counsel, and I believe you've had some discussion with somebody about that, sir. But, okay. This is, as the mayor pointed out, a two-step solicitation. The RFQ that you're looking at right now focuses on the qualifications of the proposing teams. It's also something that satisfies the requirements of the Florida CCNA statute, and that allows us to qualify architects, engineers, and the like, and then move on to a second step where we can focus on the design and financial proposals, and that's exactly what the second step RFP will be all about. Regarding timeline, if you authorize issuance today, we'll get it out the door by tomorrow, return by April 21st. We would hope to have a UDPA meeting in June where you would qualify, shortlist, and we hope also vote to issue the RFP. 4-month turnaround time on that, so we would reconvene you in October. I'm sorry, excuse me. No, that would mean the proposals come back in October, excuse me. We would hope to reconvene you in December after we've had time again to process all the information that comes in. If we're bumping up against the holidays, we'll do it at the very beginning of January. Part of the package that's going to go out will be a draft pre-development agreement. We'll get market feedback on that. So once you all select a finalist that we're going to work with, it should be pretty quick for us to negotiate the final terms on a PDA, pre-development agreement. We estimate by the end of Q1 '22, we can hit the ground running on design. We'll have received a 10% conceptual package. To be conservative, 18 months for design and permitting, 2.5 to 3 years for construction. Like I said, very conservative, but with that conservative schedule, we would be in the building in 2026. We're going to do everything we can to accelerate the schedule. You see, we've been working hard to accelerate this solicitation. We will continue to do that. With that, happy to take any questions.
Okay, I have a series of questions. First, County Attorney, Mr. Cohen made remarks about accepting 3 versus 4 and the issue of outside counsel. Do any of those need to be addressed today?
No.
Okay. And then issue of cost, that's also not an issue that comes up today, correct?
No, sir.
Okay. And just to confirm, we always have the right to reject all proposers at some point in time if we don't like any of them, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. And last question on my part, which is, do we really need an $800 million building? We can't just buy a building for $125 million and rehab for $200. Never mind, I've asked this and everybody tells me I'm wrong, so I'll withdraw that.
Mayor, I really want to remind you about that attitude.
Yes, okay, I know. It's just money. All right, City of Fort Lauderdale, I'm going to be opening this for questions now. If I see anybody wants to be recognized, I can see all of you except for Commissioner McKenzie. So just wave your hands and I will call upon you. I'm sorry, Mayor, can you see them?
I mean, I can see them, but I have a question.
Oh, of course. Well, first let me call on you, sir, then I have a list, then Commissioner Holness is next.
Okay.
Mayor Trantalis, always a pleasure to have you here. You're recognized, sir.
So, Mr. Cohen, I'm getting frustrated with the timeline, as I'm sure everyone on all these daises are. I don't want to have to run a second term to see this completed. And I'm being facetious, of course, but obviously, why can't we do some things concurrently? Like, why do we have to wait for the results of the RFQ? Why can't we also start looking at design? Why can't we start looking at some of these other things that will allow us to abbreviate this timeline that you spoke about?
Mayor, I appreciate the question, and actually the PDA process allows us to do just that. By having a pre-development agreement signed, while we're designing, we're still going to be negotiating the comprehensive development agreement.
Okay.
So rather than wait for that and then get started, we can get started on design because of the pre-development agreement. And we already have experience doing that with the convention center, and it helped to accelerate that project as well.
Okay, will that in any way abbreviate the timeline you just spoke about?
We are hoping it does, based on the experience of others around the country. It has.
Okay, so because a lot of us had contemplated completing this project within 3 years, and we spoke with some of the people that are going to be making a bid on this, saying that they could have this done if we agreed tomorrow, they could have it built in 3 years. Well, that's kind of what you said anyway. Once we find the qualifying entity to build this and we agree on a design, you're saying 2.5 to 3 years to build. Okay.
That is correct, and it's agreeing to the design. That is going to be the rub.
Okay, all right.
The design and permitting.
Yeah. Well, we're quick on that.
Yeah, we have control over that.
That was funny. Okay.
Actually, Mayor, that's been
anytime.
That's been our experience with the convention center. The city has been very expeditious. Thank you.
Okay. Anyone on the city commission have a question? Commissioner Moritas, do you have any questions? You're good?
I do not, thank you.
Okay.
If any commissioners have city commissioners, please just wave.
Vice Mayor?
No, I'm just hoping that we'll be able to have a Zoom meeting in the new building if necessary.
Don't be sarcastic.
Okay.
Okay. Commissioner McKenzie, any questions? I think
Said
that was
no.
a no. Commissioner Sorensen?
Nope, I'm good. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Back to the county. Commissioner Holness, followed by Commissioner Furr.
Thank you. I know we don't have to make this decision today on how many we shortlist. Mr. Cohen, you said there were 12, 13 entities that, at the sound that showed interest?
That's as many that we met with. There might be more out there that we're unawares of. We are going to be advertising this, but there is strong interest in the community. Yes.
Okay, with that strong interest, I'm concerned that we will only do 3. In the document that I have in front of me, we have already put out that we're only looking for 3. On page 11.
Yes, Mayor, the updated document says 3 to 4. And the main reason why is there's a significant level of effort on the part of the competing teams, time and resources for both the design and the financial proposal, and they weigh that cost against the odds of them getting it. So 3 teams, 33% chance of getting the job.
Understood.
4, 25, you understand the math.
I understand that. The only thing that I'm thinking is, that's what's optimum for them. What is optimum for us? I don't know that that's determined because of what they said. If we have that strong of interest, I wouldn't want to see us go too many, of course, but 4, I think, would probably be better for us. It lends to more competitiveness in my mind. And they said 3 to 4, then I'd rather go with 4 than with 3.
Commissioner Holness,
That's my point on that.
understanding that we, the commission,
Yes.
are going to make that
Okay.
decision
I
as to
understand.
whether it's 3 or 4.
Got you. On the cone of silence, I know we've designated the purchasing department, but we, in the past, in this commission, discussed having our Office of Small Business and Economic Development. How far down does that cone go? Does it go to the subcontractors also? And will we allow for those CBEs and small business who are more acquainted with our small business department be allowed to have access to someone in that department that can help guide them through the process?
We will, Mayor, and we were going to defer that to step 2. That's when we're going to be rolling out the CBE goals.
And the cone of silence starts when we vote today?
Correct. Yes, sir.
Another question on 13 of the document, page 13, Ziskovich. Will we allow the developers to go directly to them to speak to them, or do they have to come through us to go to Ziskovich?
They have to come through us to speak to any of our consultants.
Okay.
Or any of our staff for that matter.
Thanks. And I'd love to see the City of Fort Lauderdale's non-discrimination certification. I didn't see it in the package. I'd love to get a copy of that.
Okay.
And on 1810, it says, if 2 or more developers are tied for the shortlisting, and it is necessary to break the tie may be broken by a revote or the vendors. There's a draft, for shortlisting or by other determination by you. Do we know what the other determinations are?
Not at this time, sir.
We haven't set them yet?
No, sir, we have not.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. We're done, Commissioner
Yes,
Holness?
I'm done.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Furr, followed by Dr. Sharif.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm interested in hearing from the Fort Lauderdale Commission on 2 major points that I think would help, or maybe determinant factors regarding design. One of them has to do with the whether or not they are looking at the possibility of an expanded footprint. Obviously, I think all of us know that there are other parcels of land around this is this something that the Fort Lauderdale Commission is interested in or not? We haven't had a chance to hear.
Mayor?
There's land to the north, as you know, there's land to the east. And has your commission discussed this at all? And if there's any interest in that at all?
Mayor, can I respond?
Mayor Trentalis, you're recognized, sir, and when you're done, please let us know if there's any other city commissioners that wish to speak.
Want to speak? Well, just technically, no, we have not actually discussed that single issue, but I know that in many of the iterations that we have been shown, more than just the footprint for the building itself has been an important consideration for me.
Yeah.
We have not discussed this as a commission yet, but I was very happy to see some of the proponents who have come up with areas to show where there's a plaza, where there could be more open space, maybe even reconfigure the parking garage and bus terminal, lay it out so that it takes on more. We didn't know that the real estate was even available until a couple weeks ago, right? So if this is an opportunity for the county and the city to perhaps include other real estate, I know that our commission would certainly love to see something like that. But again, it's all a matter of cost. If we're going to be burying ourselves in millions of dollars, that might be, that's going to be an important consideration. But I have seen one applicant or potential applicant who's spoken about not just the area in front of the government center, but also what might be done on this existing site where this building is located. So there's some very creative minds out there, and they've come up with some really great solutions. All I know is that this is the entry point to my city, and when you come through this gateway, we want to make sure that it's a wow gateway. Like you've now arrived, and I think that speaks to who we are as a city and a county as we go forward in the 21st century, and I would hope that that's the kind of thinking that we're all interested in collectively agreeing upon as we make these decisions. But does anyone from the commission want to add to those comments, or did I reflect everyone's opinion?
If there's any commissioners that have any comment.
My opinion, at least.
Vice Mayor Glassman, you're recognized, sir.
Thank you, Mayor. Actually, I was just raising my thumb to say I was in agreement with the
Okay.
Mayor.
Okay, it's thumbs up if you agree, and thumbs down if I need to take a hike, okay?
If any city commissioner would like to speak,
That would be like
just
this.
wave.
That would be go take the hike.
Vice Mayor, turn down your speaker.
Okay. I see a thumb up from Commissioner McKenzie.
Yeah.
I don't see any waving from either. All right, Commissioner Sorensen is a thumbs up, and Commissioner, I thought, Moritas, yes, thumbs up. All right, that's everybody. Commissioner Furr, additional?
So I say that because, and I hear your thoughts earlier of wanting to get the design going. But I don't think the design can get going until we are sure what the footprint is, because it inherently makes all the difference in the world. And the second part that I think has to be determined is whether or not there's going to be a tunnel or if there's going to be a bridge. Because that also...
Are you asking me that question?
I know you're in. I know you're in. But,
well said, sir.
But that, we have to decide, we're going to have to make a decision before they can be designed. I really think that, because whoever's designing this has to take those things into consideration.
Well, I agree with you, Commissioner, and that's the reason why I've always espoused a tunnel. When we went to Las Vegas and LA a couple of weeks ago, we brought the FEC folks came with us and brought their construction director with us, and they walked away thinking nothing other than a tunnel. They said the possibilities there, that it's cost effective to build a bridge alongside our building, okay, our new building. There would also be a bridge next to the Society building, which is just completed, and they're about to go into phase 2. We'd be building a bridge that would completely...
City commissioners, please mute your phones.
We would be building a bridge right slap up against two very iconic buildings. Steve, Vice Mayor Glassman, could you please mute your phone? Okay. And so that's why it's imperative that we really dig down and see how we can make a tunnel work financially.
Dig
Because,
down and see.
yes, thank you. Pun intended. We have the boring company people, which is the company that Elon Musk created for his tunnel company. They were here last week. We showed them the lay of the land. We even showed them some great ideas for the county in terms of building a tunnel system between the port and the airport and the convention center. They are salivating over these opportunities because this is what exactly they're doing in Las Vegas. Vice Mayor Udine joined us, and at some point, have you given a report yet to the commission?
Yeah, I sent out the same report you had.
Okay. So I think it's financially feasible to, in far less money than FDOT first proposed. And the FDOT people were in our meeting last week when we entertained the boring company executives. Their lead counsel, her parents actually live at the River House here in Fort Lauderdale. And so everyone's excited about the possibility of a tunnel, burying the trains and creating an open space and removing the barrier between the east side of Fort Lauderdale and the west side of Fort Lauderdale. And, but that doesn't really answer your question. That question has to be answered here by everybody. So we're doing the research still before we ask you, your opinion and your response. So let us continue to do that research, and we'll get back to Bertha, and hopefully we can have a more concrete basis upon which to make that decision.
Thank you, Mayor. Commissioner Furr, were you done, sir?
No, I just think those two factors, we can't go much farther
I
in terms
agree.
of design without the answer to those two questions.
And hopefully we'll have them soon. Dr. Sharif, followed by Commissioner Honus again. Dr. Sharif, you're recognized, ma'am.
Thank you, Mayor. The only thing I wanted to comment on, Commissioner Furr talked about the expansion, but I think that the reason why I think this project needs the type of dollars committed to it that we're talking about right now is because we need to design a building that's not going to look old when it's finished. And a lot of the stuff that
I've got one for you.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So we keep putting all these buildings up and we design these things and then they look very dated when they're finished. And so it kind of just ages very badly. So I think that with this project, we need a more modern look. We need something up to date and something that both governments can expand with. That's the only reason why I was very happy to see the footprint expand in terms of the properties to the east and to the west of it, because I feel like as we grow as a population, this building needs to accommodate the size of government that we're going to need to represent that population. And so I just want us to keep that in mind as we move forward. And while I love my Mayor Trantellis, I don't think he's going to have the answer to all the questions, especially digging beneath, because you don't know what's under there. But I think that if we can just keep in mind the timing of it as well. I think that there's a lot of red tape that we go through when we're going through projects. And, I kept hearing 5 years, and I kept thinking, I'm 49, is it going to be finished before I draw Social Security? That was a joke. See, Trantellis is the only one that's getting my joke. But yeah, I think that timing is really. No, I'm 49. I'll be 50 this year.
I got you beat, Commissioner.
You do?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So I
You're a
want to make
baby.
sure that the timing is really focused on with this project. Timing and a very unique and updated design that ages well. Thank you.
Mayor,
Thank you, Dr. Sharif. I'm sorry.
Mayor, can you
Yes,
please
now,
put Commissioner Sorensen in the queue?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Commissioner Honus, followed by Commissioner Sorensen.
Thank you. As to the wow factor that Mayor Trentalis spoke of, I do believe it is important. I can tell you that there is already excitement out there for what we're doing with this project that will attract even more economic development than we had anticipated, I believe. And Mayor Trentalis, you and I had met with the folks from World Trade Center, Fort Lauderdale World Trade Center. I met yesterday with them, and about 10 consulates from South Florida. And they were very excited about that. They were also very excited about what we're doing, what we're planning to do with this building. And in fact, the possibility now exists that we may get some of them to relocate to Broward County, something I've been working on even before I got to the county commission, and you and I have spoken of. So there is a tremendous amount of enthusiasm being generated for it. The folks from the World Trade Center are also excited about this. So I believe that doing this will bring a lot more positive to us. It's a sizable investment, but I think it's one we must make for the long term of Broward County. So as we grow, we don't have to go again and build. And we're in a building that we bought, Mayor, that is not doing so well for us right now, that we retrofit. We might be in the men's department or the ladies department. I'm not sure where we are sitting right now of that old Birdeyes building. So that investment is important for us. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Sorensen, you're recognized, sir.
Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate it. Question for Alan Cohen. Alan, number one, thanks for your work on this. Thank you for that timeline. Could you email us that tentative timeline? That was very helpful. I didn't capture all of that. That's my first question.
I'd be happy to, Commissioner.
Great, thank you. Next question, Alan. I thought, County Commissioner Furr raises great points about the design considerations and for us as a city to try to, have those conversations. Can you give us a sense on that timeline? At what point should we as a city come to at some point of a resolution as to those important questions that County Commissioner Furr raised? When's our kind of drop dead date for that?
I'd say we have about 10 months before we would have to have a go, no go on that decision.
Great. So in other words, I'm hearing you say we can keep moving forward, but 10 months from March 2021, we as the city of Fort Lauderdale need to kind of suggest clearly whether tunnel or bridge and and footprint of the building. Is that right?
For footprint of building, absolutely. Tunnel or bridge, not necessarily. I don't want to engage in a debate on that right now.
So is what you're saying, the tunnel or bridge decision, we have more time than 10 months?
Do you want me to take a stab at that? Please. Let me try to take a stab at that, Commissioner. So really that project, I think what Alan's trying to say is that project, although influences this particular building, it doesn't necessarily, one is not necessarily contingent upon the other for the purposes of construction. So we probably have longer because that project could happen independent of this building. Yes, it would be nice if we could get to a decision much sooner, but I think that's why they're taken apart, and one is a quicker deadline maybe than the other.
Okay, perfect. So then just for clarity, I'm hearing you say we don't have to figure out bridge or tunnel because that's not going to necessarily directly impact this building. So we can keep working on that as a city, but we have no finite deadline for that.
From a buildability standpoint, I think one can happen independent of the other, but I think from a logistics and a logical perspective, one is going to be very impactful upon the other, so we should get to a decision as soon as we possibly can.
Right, that makes sense. And then just for a finer point, so that we're all clear in terms of the footprint of the building, what do we as a city of Fort Lauderdale need to reach a conclusion in the next 10 months around the footprint? Can you just specify that?
I can, and it's probably easier that the next time we get together, I bring a map and show you the different parcels that have come to the market around the bus depot. We've looked at, I believe there's 4 of them. We've looked at all 4. There's one that probably makes more sense than the other 3, at least in my mind. But it would be good if we could do that in a visual setting so I can show you what I'm thinking.
Is there an acreage minimum that we're going to need? We can't consider any parcel, I'm assuming. What's the minimum for this?
So I think the minimum is the 3-acre parcel that the bus depot is on today. Anything else would just be an addition.
Correct.
Okay, so minimum is 3 acres.
That's correct.
Great. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Commissioner Sorensen. Ms. Henry, you're recognized, ma'am.
I just wanted to indicate that we had this conversation amongst ourselves not too long ago, and we've already asked our real property to reach out to the property owners to start getting a sense of what they're looking for. And at some point, we would be back to potentially, with discussions with the city, engage on what the specific appraisals would suggest that the value is versus what the owner's looking for.
Okay, thank you. Members, and I'll get you, Commissioner Furr, in a moment. I just want to remind you that it's 12:07. Mr. Cohen said he thought this would take 5 or 10 minutes.
I did.
Monica and I were both prepared to bet him that he was wrong. We should have. But let's please try and move this along. Commissioner Furr, you're recognized, sir.
Thank you. To Commissioner Sorensen's point, yes, we can take as long as we want on the bridge and tunnel, if we want to miss out on a lot of federal money. That's the point, because that infrastructure bill is coming down the pike now, and there's a limited window there. In my opinion, and the way I'm looking at it, those decisions need to be made fairly soon if we're going to capture some of that money. So I want us to all be aware of that.
Thank you. Are there any additional county commission questions? Seeing none. Are there any additional city commission questions? Seeing none. Is there, if all questions have been answered, is there a motion to approve? In order to approve, for any motion to pass, there must be a minimum of 5 affirmative votes from the county commission and 3 affirmative votes from the city commission.
Move it.
Moved by Commissioner Bogan, seconded by Dr. Sharif. First, as to the county, all of those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Show the county approving this by a 9-0 vote. Mayor Trantalis.
Thank you, Mayor. So we're voting on whether or not to issue the commissioners. Commissioner Moritas, you can just thumbs up or thumbs
Yes.
down. Yes, okay. Vice Mayor?
Yes.
Okay. Commissioner McKenzie?
Yes.
Commissioner Sorensen? Yeah.
Yes.
And yes for myself, so unanimous approval.
Okay. Therefore, by a vote, unanimous votes of both the county commission and the city commission, the joint UDPA has approved the issuance of the specific RFQ that has been distributed to both bodies. Is there any additional matter which needs to come in front of the UDPA at this point in time? Seeing none, I hereby declare the joint meeting of the UDPA adjourned. Mayor Trantalis, thank you for your presence here. Commissioners, city commissioners, thank you for being and joining us today virtually.
And Mayor, let the record reflect how well the county and the city work together.
Okay. Yes. We are adjourned. The county commission is not adjourned. The joint UDPA is adjourned.
Thank you all.
The hour is 12:10. At this point in time, I believe we are reverting to item number 70. And let's now try and do this normally.
Do they need time to get the people back on?
I'm sorry?
Do they need time to get, because we have speakers on.
They do,
Mr.
yes.
Mayor, they're ready. I'm confirmed. Mike is going to come and put the presentation on for item 39. and
We're
get
in the
that-
middle of item 70. Do we have item?
Okay. We